Now, now's the vibrate. Y'all already know. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past right now. Just catching this little vibe. Capping on. No, a recap. A cap is at the end. But just aspect of what we're gonna speak on, tapping in, getting a lot of downloads with the Atlantis and Lemurian energy, but just the ancient, we say Atlantis and Lemuria for lack of a better word, but just all ancient civilizations, but again, and the development of our being within this earthly plane, which I got a few little notes with me. But definitely, and matter of fact, I have this book on PDF. If you're not able to get it, just email me. I could send it to you. But the book is called Cosmic Memory, and Cosmic Memory by Rudolph Steiner. And I could tell where it's missing certain points. I even could tell as he telling the story where some other beings all of a sudden just came in. Like all of a sudden these, as things develop, these beings were only able to tap in from an external aspect. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And although the story wasn't told how that happened, I'm like, I bet you that's kind of like when some other little being, kind of like the Chitauri story that Credo Mutua spoke on by the reptilian beings and how they came and presented themselves to, the indigenous, or should I say the aspect of humans that basically in essence were more powerful than the reptilians. And again, from the story of it, the reptilians are the Chitauri people from that story that Credo Mutua was telling, was they claim to be like, hey, we're your advanced big cousin brother in the universe, and and this is how you do things. But really, as they present themselves like they're, our elders, and hey, this is how you do things. It was really a trick, where it's really like we the primordial source energy, and in essence they're elders, but because we've been sleeping, we kind of forgot, and and was tricked into, and again, and for what it's worth, do your best to never look at any aspect of these stories as good or bad, right or wrong. Just it's just a storyline playing out. So that make the reptilians bad, huh? Or that make the, it's just vibe with it. You know what I'm saying, and learn and understand that again, these are just archetypical stories of source energy unfolding. You know what I'm saying, and more so. Again, I'm saying where things is about the microcosm first and foremost, and then it expands outwardly. The further out you go, the faker the existence gets, so to speak. You know what I'm saying, for lack of a better word. But and I do not own the copyrights to the music playing in the background. That's some good Sun Ra. Shout out to Sun Ra. Matter of fact, check out any of Sun Ra transition in 1993. But his music, with tapping in again jazz musician with subject matter that's talking about again Atlantis and Lemuria, and being no thing and everything. Basically his listening to his music is almost like tripping. But what's up, y'all? DS, Naga God, Eccentric K, American Indian. What's up with it? I haven't been taking a step back, making sure I'm still taking care of spirit, taking care of my, again, it's a mind, body, and soul balance, but taking care of the soul, show, and our growth in general, because I was seeing in little areas where I was kind of, doing little zombie-ish things, or just kind of getting away from my alignment. In which, as I'm saying that, really, I've been being more and more in alignment, but as I'm been being more in alignment, again, like picking up on these things to, clean up. What's up, Straight Panther? All right, Carlos Andres from Colombia. How things are in Colombia? Are they promoting all that bullshit that way? What's up? What's up? All right. Somebody holler at me. I'm doing something right now. Yeah, I'll be around here. Yep. Ooh, that's a reality check too. Right now, and like even with that and how to deal with that, being back in Opelousas. Like I'm just straightforward, because ain't no reason, we all grew up and got our different lives, with a classmate, be in the hood. We all got our different paths. Some of us choose to do, different things. But always showing unconditional love, but setting healthy boundaries. Like setting a healthy boundary. Like I know I'm not about to chill, and you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, but it's still like that love here for you. You know what I'm saying. But I love myself, and I know myself. I know what energies. You know what I'm saying. I know what energies represent the divine wholeness of my being. All right, Trio 23, bruv from London. That's the brother. Yeah, all right. Hit him with the old name. Yep. Opelousas roster, man. That's how it started. And I'm grateful for that. That's what I've been having to learn too, set healthy boundaries with, who I am and what I'm doing, especially in my development right now in connection with my past, Because I also realize, you don't want to run. Like I'm not gonna not sit on the porch because all my old classmates can see me and they might want to chill. Like that just mean I just gotta be stern, getting Ogun energy. You know what I'm saying? Be grounded and stern and say, hey, no, I'm working on this right now. I love myself and I value, the way I, invest my energy, and I'm investing my energy in something that's gonna bring me the highest good, which allows for me to share that highest good and add value to others. But I'm not able to do that if I go into the past, I'm realizing too, looking at that book, starting to see how the different factions develop. Because amongst the Atlanteans, it got to a point where some of them started developing different, and in the book you start to see how, again, like you take Rudolph Steiner book Cosmic Memory and mix it with The Celestial Ship of the North by Valentino Strait. Those two, I haven't fully read all of Jeremiah's work. I forgot which one of the books I got. I got like one of one of a 3-volume set from Gerald Massey. But you start to see again, and then adding, because again, although we could listen to, you know, a Dr. Phil Valentine or Bobby Hemmett, you know what I'm saying, still having to do our own research. And again, my research comes from inner gnosis and, you know, books, inner gnosis books and videos, you know, because there are some things that I do channel and get insight in, you know, and is it's coming to me straightforward in essence, because it's not like to be researched, like there's no research on it. That's why it's coming to me, you know what I'm saying, like and hence why, you know, me working on developing that balance and understanding like when I'm channeling and when to share it and when to kind of sit down and digest it a little more, and you know, or whether it was just kind of just for me and it's not even really to share with nobody else, or maybe only one or two other people who vibrating on the frequency to receive the message, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it's different levels to it on that. But yeah, there was a because again, you didn't have memory at some point, you know, and because you didn't have memory, you know, you didn't have language. So say for instance, memory has to exist in order to have language. If a being can't remember anything, it can't remember a sound vibration of words, or no, or you know, it can't remember any symbols. You know what I'm saying? So again, you don't have no memory, you don't have a language, and there's no recollection of the past, so there's no history. There's no, oh, remember such and such did this and such did that, and this, you know, that didn't even exist at one time. And again, like I tell everybody, and again, it's not speaking to everybody. Everybody's not tapped in to this energy on this level. But it's a fact. Again, like to understand the wholeness of the situation. Because yeah, everything is one. Everything is no separation between me and a cockroach, me and Donald Trump, me and, you know, whatever, you know, like it's all one in that sense. And at the same time, this within this realm, there are different perspectives, are different, you know, aspects of source being expressed in different ways, you know. Some aspects embody, you know, the fullness and wholeness of source energy more than other aspects. Hence why you wouldn't see, you know, so many different expressions, you know, like everybody would look the same and act the same, you know. It wouldn't be no YouTube channel from, you know, me and others if we didn't kind of stick out a little bit, you know, in the way we express things. And again, it's not for us to get in our ego about it. It's the understanding that's just the balance of what it is, you know. Again, not getting into the egotistical hierarchy aspect of this, you know, because that's the parody of it. You know, it's one. You know, it's not for me to have no superiority complex, and at the same time understand, you know, my ability and my power within this realm, within this bodies. But again, you can't have no name, you know what I'm saying? None of that. And also, and I spoke on this, if you go check out my psychedelic playlist, you know, I would always bring up, like, again, my psychedelic journeys would take me to tap into existence on that level, like, you know, before, you know, Earth was like how it seems, and before, you know, like Atlantis and Lemuria, like, you know, like from as quote unquote far back as you could go, to the point of where I was having the epiphanies of like, all right, you know, going again far as back, like if I'm just source by itself, just, you know, no thing by itself, like, you know, you have no words, no nothing to come, you know what I'm saying? The only movement you could go is try to go inside yourself, you know what I'm saying, from there, you know, and get, you know, in the labyrinth again, like the snake chasing its tail, like could almost picture like Source biting its tail and, devouring itself or going inside itself. You know what I'm saying? Self-realization, the first sexual act. Yeah, Straight Panther. That is Sun Ra. Yeah. And again, I do not own the copyrights to any of this music. Just blessings goes out to, again, Ashe, Sun Ra, Ashe, the Sun Ra Orchestra. Much love and blessings for continuing the work. But, but yeah, again, and as one experience is created, then another experience is created. As far as like, again, once you got memory, then you have the aspect of now, and which it still was a little different. Some people got memory and then also end up developing logic, you know, while some other beings didn't have that much logic. And again, like it got to play, and this how you start to see the earliest development of, you know, again, all beings coming from that one source of being, you know what I'm saying, in the physical, but then trickling down into all these different aspects, you know. Well, some of the beings still, again, had more, less dense bodies, and uh, again, at one point, you didn't have your own body temperature. Your body temperature was in connection with the plane of existence. But then what caused that to shift was when, the environment started to change and get cooler. Then, the body started to develop ability to keep its own body heat. You know? And Rudolph Steiner, again, and in some parts he say, he don't want to give the source of where he gets some of the information. And then is another aspect of him speaking on the Akashic Chronicles. But again, and being aware, like these are just different aspects. Some of us embody the wholeness of source. For those of you who resonate with all those messages, that's for you, because again, and at the end of the day, it's for all aspects of existence, you know what I'm saying, within this realm, to realize, the oneness of the whole situation, you know. But again, and that keeps coming up, like how everything is not created equal, and that could be a backdoor for the inferiority ego to try to, like, because they see that there's a being that naturally taps in more than them, and maybe be more knowledgeable with ease more than them, and that creates some type of, like, jealousy and inferiority complex, to where they create the slogan, "Oh no, we all equal, so you can't be trying," like, as if your God-given gift is you trying to hold it over in an egotistical manner, and it's not, unless you make it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, we are meant to embrace our power. Like, if you're not embracing it and not being who you are, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, you won't, it won't permeate through your being as much as, if you're not, again, like, tapping into that energy. Because again, like, and what happens, and this happens in sports or in class or in anything. Say we're very excel, like I excel in doing like drawing or sports and things of this nature, but I see that my classmates don't excel like me, and they butt hurt and feel some kind of way. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make myself, and it kind of going, even though I might not acknowledge and try to stay happy, it's gonna make me sad to dim my light and try to like, all right, well, let me act like I'm not as good in sports or not as good in drawing because my classmates have an inferiority jealousy problem, you know, and then the world misses out on the greatest and the greatest, you know, uh, teaches on with the sports, but the great, you know what I'm saying? But the greatest whatever, you know, the world would miss out on if that person chose to dim their light because everybody, like if that was the case, nobody would grow. Like, hey, everybody, there's somebody out here still smoking crack and, you know, and just for example, you know what I'm saying? Because as I say that, people who smoke crack, there's some sauce to the way they live their life because they outlive people in houses with with money and with being able to go to the hospital and all this shit. And I see crackheads out here that been here since I was a little kid. And that's what make it even more trippy is that they've been smoking the shit since, you know what I'm saying, like for the longest, almost their whole life. And out outliving, all kind of people. It's like it's something saucy. Is again, like I tell people, it's not saying, hey, go smoke crack. you know, uh, it's just understanding, like, again, observing without judgment, you know, because I could be like, again, use from what we was taught, like, oh, crack kills, those cliche, just using the cliche statements of crack kills and, dope is bad, crack kills. And like, but I observe that prescription pills and the medicines from doctors seem to be killing people faster than crack. Seems like people who stress over paying bills every day and I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Seem like those people end up getting sick and transition. People who are extra fearful, like, oh, coronavirus this, coronavirus that. It seems like those people are transitioning. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got a slew of houseless people. Again, like if all that corona shit was real, like every houseless person, like the whole Skid Row would be wiped out. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Like, has the whole Skid Row been wiped out? Anybody in Los Angeles? I done been out there lately. Like, because I know shit, crackheads out here, look, ain't never left. But again, observation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the true essence. Is what I really see. What's really going on? You know what I'm saying? Because here it is, where people, again, subconsciously know it's fake. Too, like, what's funny is the parody of, like, people are subconsciously programmed to watch the news, but then in the South, people indirectly subconsciously programmed to know that a lot of this shit fake because we done seen the West Nile. Like, again, like, the West Nile done disappeared all of a sudden. Swine flu done disappeared all of a sudden. Ebola done disappeared all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like all these things always just disappear after the news stop talking about it, And the only reason why they claim it that it's magic, because I feel like this could change and everybody could waking up to, shifting things. But it's a magic game because people still, if you're not aware fully of the subconscious game, you might still be going to watch the news and you listen to them say, oh, yeah, this is going to be forever. You know what I'm saying? Like on some shit like that. Putting that word magic out there, casting spells, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, this is, boom. And it's like, it only lasts as long as, you know what I'm saying, everybody fall into that spell of it. But again, also being aware though to be prepared for the fact that some people not, again, there's levels to this plane of existence of where some people may get it, some people will, some people on the fence, like it's different levels to it. And to each his own on it, on everybody growth, you know what I'm saying? As much as I make my little jokes about wearing masks and, things of this nature, because my mom like, oh baby, I'm old, I could call like shit, fuck that, I'm on my last little man, with my little man, because that's another thing too. When we know what's up, we don't necessarily, like I share like when people go to looking at me towards, it's like, oh, look, I take care of myself. I read books that let me know otherwise. To each his own. Look, I still love you and wear your mask. As a matter of fact, if you want me to stand across the room while I talk to you, I do that too. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we still, some of us still may have those connections and found a healthy balance with those connections. Because again, it's not like we're always around that. Because it would be impossible for us to always be around that. Because again, it's gonna clash. I'm not gonna act like this shit is real just for the sake of somebody else. I just won't boo boo them for wearing a mask or doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Again, in a derogatory sense of it. Yeah, I'm gonna talk shit and make jokes. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like the whole reason why things are allowed to be pushed is because people allow them to be pushed. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the end of the day, again, I'm here to the name of the game is to gain inner light. I'm in this plane of existence to understand my soul to the fullest and just constantly gain light knowledge, like just learn, like learn. You know what I'm saying? And while doing that, you know, my actions may align with what I'm doing, which is learning. So my expressions is going to be, you know, it's going to give off some type of energy for people to learn as well. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like your reflection. If I ain't doing shit or ain't, that reflects out into the world, like if you know, it's a subconscious mind, at the end of the day, it's just again the subconscious in connection with the heart and soul, or the soul or heart, say heart for lack of a better word. But this area, that organ, it's kind of like also like the middle of a torus field because we got our big torus field for our body, and then our heart area has also like a little magnetic field. That's the aspect of what empathy is too, in essence of where our heart field expands, you know, very big to the point where we pick up on energies. Hence why being, grounded and being aware to not, be, that our chakras not overspinning or too open. But, but yeah, and it's for my notes too. Part of the experiment of the Earth experience is trying out different type of beings to see what was the pros and cons. You know, because that now I got that a lot in my DMT trips, and then again I will come across the literature in some of these books where they will kind of give testament to this, like again, like even with the story, the analogy of the Garden of Eden and us planting, GMO seeds. Somebody planted GMO seeds in the Garden of Eden, you know, in this experiment, on this petri dish, with these bacteria cultures, all these cultures, you know, got the Yoruba culture, you know what I'm saying? You got the Kemetic Kush culture, all these cultures on the petri dish, aka the Garden of Eden. Ooh, why's the number nine? The number nine also got some sauce in it. I think it's just called nine. If I'm not mistaken. It's like a almost like a Toy Story animation type of cartoon movie thing. But ooh, saucy. Anything that make me tear up and cry, like some shit touches so strongly. Like again, like it just surpass like your conscious mind not even able to block the experience, if that makes sense. It's like it just touches something that's like, oh shit. Like and I'm so grateful that I'm able to gain clarity like that where it's like I'm being able to be shown without a doubt. Like and again, and it's what I do my best to do. That's why like I have this vibe of like, well, I'm not necessarily a teacher or like no book teacher. Like I'm just sharing my experiences because I know a lot of this shit is real, but I not say I can't, but it's like it's not. Hey, listen to me and my download is real, and it's like I just put myself in a platform in a position to share knowing that what it is to what but at the same time, again, is that that freedom for people. You either could feel like, oh, this fool crazy, or the leader, or what I'm saying. But again, just a sharing of those experiences. You know, some beings could have been too masculine at some point, some too feminine, some too fiery, and then they got like, and they put this in anime, they create like some cartoons or little animes where they, people with, I think like on Clover, on Black Clover, they call it spatial magic, Spatial, but like people who create portals, you know, and like you could create a portal and throw some garbage into it, let's just say, and that done been in in most cartoons that bring up portals and stuff, it's probably some dimension that all the villains get tossed into, or all the but something like that. But which too, again, that's how you create an unhealthy mental. Like imagine if God tossed all anything just like, oh, I'm gonna call this bad, I'm gonna call this bad, and I'm gonna just toss it into this dimension, a darkness, and just let it sit, and I ain't gonna pay attention to it. Eventually, that energy is gonna develop a hate, and also because you allowing, by you just you creating a devil or a double, just by like as God, even again from the perspective of God's source, the primordial, but by separating, say this is bad and separate from me, you have created something separate from you. Just within that act with those words and those thoughts, it's like there it is. You know what I'm saying? And realizing like that's how our words and thoughts are right now. You know, you're just like again, you realize that all right, the lower or slower your vibration is, the less you're able to see it, and the slower your manifestations unfold. And the higher your vibration is, the more you're able to see it, and the quicker, it's like, damn, I just said this person name. Damn, I just felt this. And like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's slow, you know what I'm saying? And that shows the importance of like raising the vibration in general, and again just being a beacon, because yeah, you want to be aware and informed of what's going on in the world, but again, not always watching the news or dwelling on it from that perspective, because again, I'm aware that bumblebees sting, and that brethren and sistren got guns and shooting in the hood, and that also that birds chirping and flying, and that it's a beautiful day, and that, like I'm aware of everything that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to like be spooked out or be, you know what I'm saying? Like I trust that my intuition is gonna let me when to turn, let me know when to turn left, when to turn left, if danger is in the right, you know, in the other direction, like I don't have to, because again, that's taken away. Basically, again, you're replacing your intuition with a brainwashing. Because again, the news is not speaking from an intuitive place; it's speaking from a programming and a magical spell that's trying to be implemented in essence on your crown chakra. Again, like the corona, the crown. You know what I'm saying? But again, enough of because again, we know what it is. I haven't been looking up, but peace. What's up, everybody? I see y'all coming through here. See y'all in here in the mix. Yes. Yeah, right. Oh, Kalita, Robin, and no coincidence that your name almost like the Brethren Kalindi, who actually take shrooms from Detroit. Uh, but yeah, that's another thing too. I've been feeling lately. Been time for another little trip, you know, for another little journey. And like I was telling somebody, a lot of people don't realize that shit really is like medicinal, and that you don't really like the only thing that in my eyes that should be taken every day, you know what I'm saying, is shrooms, but in micro doses. Where you're not every day you're like dosing up to like, you know what I'm saying, tap in on that level, but like micro dosing every day, I feel like every morning should be started off with a nice, you know what I'm saying, a micro dose tea, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, man, catching flashbacks. Which I will be going out to the west pretty soon. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna just put it out there now because I will have to link and have to Airbnb and couch surf and all that good stuff. So I'm just keeping it to myself. Yeah, I'll be here, man. That's for me. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little visit. Ooh, and shout out to AA Rashid. Shout out to Ra Aku with the astrology. Man, I like to see Dolo, the flight boss, and Ra Aku sit down and run it on astrology. Oh man, that that out there. But like A. Rashid brought up too, like how you got the astrology in locations where like a certain, astrological energy is promoted when you're in a certain area. And like that hit home because that message was for me because he was like, yeah, bro, when I'm out in LA, that's kind of like my work mode area. Like that's the area where I'm like, mostly entrepreneurship and then, enjoying the sun, what I'm saying, kind of that vibe. And then when I'm here, it's a different type of work set, or just a different type of, vibration that I'm connecting with. And it was something about like, cause it's his Saturn energy, like he got a Saturn energy located in the LA area, which promotes again that accountability, responsibility, structure, what I'm saying, making sure you're taking care of your business, in that aspect. And that may vary, for different, different strokes for different folks with our charts and stuff like that. But I was like, yeah, because again, this all the science, this, bro, we could spend lifetimes, obviously, breaking down just one subject, of shit. You know what I'm saying? I could spend just this lifetime speaking on all the nuances of just the Capricorn energy without even touching no other zodiac signs. Just all the symbology surrounding the Capricorn energy. I could spend my whole life and write multiple books just on that. Again, that's why a lot of us who, again, like when you dive into the fullness of expressing things from the code uh and subconscious aspect and just holding this a source energy, it's gonna be paradoxical, you know what I'm saying? And again, this is us sharing to the best of our ability. You're not gonna put, which it is done though. That's the magic of, again, like us tapping in with dreams and stuff like that, because movies is made to mimic that. But just like how we could dream about something and the dream could feel like it took like it happened over amount of days or amount of years. Like we might experience like being a child and growing up in our dream and living a whole life and then wake up like, it's like, damn, I lived a whole lifetime, but I was only sleeping for like, I don't know how many hours. Same thing with a movie. Like a movie could show you, a little kid grow up, and you see a character grow up from a little kid to when they grown, all in a 1 hour, 2 hour movie. Like that experience is to mimic our mechanism of, tapping in and dreaming and connecting with the astral. Shout out to Sunrise. I shade. And again, some of us might be like, well, what is it? Is it an illusion? Is it a move? Is it a plane of existence? What? It's all these different little truths come together to, bring the bigger understanding together. Or should I say the whole understanding? The little fragments of understanding. All the subjective truths come together to make the whole objective. What y'all talking about a bit? So y'all talking about shrooms. Michelle Oates, I'm in Opelousas. Yeah. And again, it's something that with psychedelics, back to that right quick. It's something that you experience, and like, bro, experience, like, you're gonna spend so many, like, the rest of the months breaking down that experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like, once you have like a psychedelic experience, like with DMT, DMT could never, ever, ever be back to back. Like the most I could do it was like, and maybe like 2 weeks. I want to say like 2.5 week spurts at the most. Like I, would like get my hands on nice little bit and bam, and I, probably, all right. If I did it this day, then it wouldn't come to about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks later, and I dose again, But again, and like I tell everybody with any and all things, and let me always be the one to tell it to you. You are the walking crystal first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? You are the walking herbs. You the walk, like, everything. The ability to heal yourself and do everything. It already exists fully inside of us. We're just bringing in, like, and again, for some of us, we have premonitions of this and see like, oh yeah, we're able to, do all these different things, but we're creating, the path for, because again, the children coming in more psychic things of this nature. And we're also creating a path to not only where it's raising the vibration in this plane of existence, but then also we're learning like, hey, and this realm not the end all be all, and we could transition it into, a higher vibrational plane of existence or dimension, so to speak. Just to put it simple and short. Because again, even that I could break down. But again, like any of my long videos, especially again from my psychedelic playlist, got the playlist called Psychedelics. Check that out. But again, it's definitely because some people, but it takes that much work though. I can't say that much. Like, say for instance, we produce DMT ourselves, like by doing pranayama breathing. I always talk about like you don't breathe through your mouth, you breathe through your nose, in your nose and out your nose, and you have your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth, and just a little bit, you could just like see like right now my tongue touching the roof of my mouth, and so that circuit, all right, that circuit, could be fully, balance. I forgot what's the electrical term for thankfully grounded, but anyway, breathing through the nose and breathing with your diaphragm, so you're not bringing the air to your chest, you're bringing it to your stomach or diaphragm area. So again, when you inhale and it's deep, you know, deep full breaths to the fullest extent, inhaling to the fullest and deepest extent. It's hard to think about shit too when you're breathing like that. You know what I'm saying? You start to see the mechanism of how the breath keep you present, you know, and by you again just constantly implementing this into your now moment, because I didn't. That's what made allow for me to kind of fall off because forgetting the simplicity of bro, you stop doing all your methods, then your now moment looks like what it is because you sloppy with what you know what I'm saying. The moment you kind of get back to you know being more aligned with it, you'll see a difference. And again, like, and just by constantly getting in the habit of doing, these things, simply. Yeah. And again, that's why when I talked about it, we could do it all, and I also expand to the aspect, especially, you know, in the higher vibrational sense of ourselves too, which again, and this is me personally, what I'm saying, what I feel. Again, like with anything, what I'm saying, like some people may like, yeah, of course this place is not the end all be all, and it's like a prison, things of this nature, but also like shit, wouldn't you like to, make prison as enjoyable as possible? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't the ability to, enjoy it to the fullest, like I would rather that than just, oh, let's just sit and be miserable. And, it's like I would, and again, and at the same time, always letting it be known, like, hey, this is not the end all be all. But this experience, again, is just a dense version of experiencing the wholeness of source energy. because the wholeness of source energy again is, within and expressed within just our little bodysuits, and then certain processes like birth and things of this nature. Because again, the Lyran beings was considered some of the most eldest beings to see life, on this plane of existence. Then also that could be taken into the analogy of Yadalabrat. Yadalabrat is depicted as a lion headed, like a male lion with the mane, with a serpent body. So it's like just a lion head so a snake with a lion head, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that also represents like a sperm, and then the symbology of it is again like that wisdom of the serpent, the body that propels it, and also what's in the wisdom of the serpent is moving like a wave or vibrations, you know but that serpent got that wisdom, and pushing that sunlight. That sunlight is the head, that solar phallic energy. You know what I'm saying? Ra, Rastafari. Ross Elase, one of the main stars in the Leo constellation. Like all these different things connected. But again, like and again, like understanding, because that's what I'm about. I'm about understanding the deeper occult aspect. And again, which I see why it's like it, but it shouldn't be like, in the sense of just understanding this stuff. Now, again, when it comes to like, you know, the movement of matter with our minds or things of this nature, that it's taught on levels and not just, oh, hey, everybody, this is how you do this, but just the aspect of understanding deeper that, with all these religions and spiritual practices, they have truths to them, and they truths go back into something deeper, you know what I'm saying, and something that's not just at the face value of Solomon having a temple, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little deeper than that. And again, to not knock any brethren or sister who may believe that to be, And again, the ego speaks for itself, because like if a person heard this and they felt the need to like super defend, like, oh no, Solomon is real, that's because they identify with the roster perspective, strongly, and that part of it, to the point where if you take, if some new information come up that takes that away from them being able to, and not really them, but much as is a part of them that's trying to identify strongly and gets its sense of identity out of that, it's gonna feel butthurt about the information saying, hey, that wasn't real, and it's seen in everything. Like again, like when we lash out, it's usually because the ego butt hurt, or it's something about, the ego trying to fight for, some type of identity or something like that. Somebody could not be talking to us, and we'll butt into a conversation to save the identity or something, oh man, all black people, eat watermelon and do this, and if you identify strongly with that, you know what I'm saying, you'll feel the need to, oh, all black people don't eat watermelon, this and that, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because, you identify, strongly, because again, it's a balance of understanding with, with that, and, again, the melanated aspect, and again, it's deeper than just brown skin, like what some people may call white people got melanin. You know what I'm saying? It's about tapping into it and activating it to the highest of your ability, you know. And some people are showing that devotion to that aspect, no matter how, no matter how dark their tan may be, quote unquote, you know. And then there is an aspect though of, again, within this realm again, like the more melanin that's present, the more it allows for a certain level of ability to tap in and because what's funny is even a person who may say, hey, it's not about identifying with your melanin, may still display, you know, a certain level of tapping in, you know what I'm saying, that may not be displayed in other areas, you know what I'm saying. And again, like, because it's funny because I do, you know, like, hey, bro, you know, I'm not black, I'm not just no, you know, again, I know the balance of it, and for practical reasons, and because I am in this earthly plane on a human experience, and you know what's really throwing things off is that the melanated people in this plane of existence is, you know, again being enslaved mentally, physically, spiritually, you know, being played with on all kind of levels. So that though, you know, what happens as above, so below, as within, so without. What happened when the melanocytes and the melanin in the bodysuit is all thrown off? Again, this is science of it's science. It's not social shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another thing too. And that's what where you could get mixed in. Oh, the blacks, the whites, and hence why like then got down to where people just mostly focus on two colors. What happened to, you know, the other in between colors or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But again, it, you know, it's used for practical purposes of explaining stories, but you know, even then it's like, you know, and like somebody shared with me, it's like a marker, you know, like again, like, you know, or using that word, it's a marker. It's not, you know, to be overly identified with. You know, it's telling a story of source, and we're just a human aspect of energy being expressed. You know, but yeah, let's see a microcosmic story. I got reflection. Microcosmic story of the macrocosmic story. Basically, a story of how source energy created an experience or dream for its consciousness to expand, or not to be bored or boarded up. You know? And for its consciousness to expand, and then this plays out on a human level down to the cells in the human body. So something told me again, like what I just said, and it's right here on the sheet. That time I reincarnated. Oh, ooh. If any of y'all got access to the app Crunchyroll, and you want like the big, if you just gotta watch just at least the first 10 episodes of it, but for those who may be into it and interested, there's an anime called, and it's a long title. That time I reincarnated as slime, but check out that anime. It's on the app Crunchyroll or VRV, and get it if y'all got Xboxes or PlayStations or computers or whatever, or your phone. You should be able to access it. But that also kind of, you know, just man, yeah, I definitely teared up on a few parts of that anime. It has some sauce in it for sure. Let's see. And also like our different existence going through different, and again it's kind of spoken on in cosmic memory, but not exactly how I'm saying it. But again, like also going through each chakra or planetary energy, where some beings displayed more of a root energy, or some more of a sacral energy, and so on, you know what I'm saying. And the fight between these different factions represented chakra energy clashing when out of balance. So as above, so below, like how certain beings may have clashed, or even think about like my brethren brought up like how the the colonizers and the colonizer Europeans was uh was fucking with the indigenous people again, like it was a trick. Like it wasn't that they necessarily like took over, you know. They came to one set of people and was like, one both priests, and in cahoots. One go to this tribe, one go to this other tribe, And picture again, those priests are pilgrims like cancer in the body. So the indigenous beings are like the melanin melanocytes are just the are or we just say the natural organic aspects of the bodysuit. And then these cancer cells come in to confuse the organic cells in the body and make the whole body sick. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the name of what's been happening, is that cancer set up shop, you know, and called itself Britain and King of England and America. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's cancer in the human form of it, you know? Because again, like Nick Cannon didn't have to, refract what he said. Again, like the truth of our experience and what happened in this realm is what it is. Like you can't not tell the truth just because some people not up to speed on the information, or again because their power system is built on keeping you down, so they got a system of also promoting to the masses of like, yeah, hey, he's wrong for saying that truth because it has things that makes me feel bad about myself in it, even though it's the truth, you know to make it fall under the pretense of like bullying or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And again, well, even consciously, where people might felt like, oh yeah, well that was too much or something. Like truth. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I hate somebody because I'm telling the truth about our existence, and because that's the only way we could really live a real. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you like when I'm doing my inner work? When has lying to ourselves ever helped our inner work? And as above, so below. If lying, if telling the truth helps with my inner work, like, well, I have to keep it real. Like, well, yeah, I did used to walk on all fours, or yeah, I did used to do this, and yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? And although embarrassing, I gotta get over it, and it's a part of my growth. And again, like, well, some people not capable of allowing themselves to grow like that because they identified so strongly and got so much of an inferiority complex that it's like any and all things. It's like bullying. If it goes against the ideas that's being promoted and and pushed. Oh, and matter of fact, and this is what, again, with that macrocosm, microcosm aspect. And again, like, I've been catching these downloads and just feeling like, all right, everything is literally like a reflection of, like, it starts in the middle of the, it starts in the middle. That one circle in the middle, this one, I know it's kind of hard, but that one circle in the middle expand outwardly, you know what I'm saying? So it starts from in and went outwardly, and it's like the smallest aspect of our being, because that's how even our, as above, so below, as within, so without, how our, our physical aspect from an embryonic stage, it starts from like the smallest particle and then expand, and expands out. You know what I'm saying? So again, by going off of that evidence, I'm using, that as evidence because again, the law of correspondence, we You know, I'm saying we, but I know again, like, well, for the most part, again, like anybody who tapped into any type of information in this form going to acknowledge the Hermetic principles or the Emerald Tablets or the Kabbalion or again the seven laws of the universe, and with the law of correspondence being one of them. Then again, I should be able to break down everything, just by sitting back and looking at, like, I study again. That's how it works. Like, study how the cells in my body work. Like, let me see how melanin works in the body, you know, and what are the antagonists to melanin in the body and how it operates, and then bring that into, into your human experience, into the macrocosmic. And again, I feel like the macrocosmic, you know, aspect is like, because I do feel like when we think about it, when we catch like that urge to want to eat, very strongly, it's almost like as if the smaller aspect of us is, again, we think because we walking and talking that, our consciousness controls the whole aspect to that extent. And our mind does, control, but it's our mind in connection with our true aspect of self, you know what I'm saying? And that source energy, but it's like seem like the smallest aspect of myself is kind of like, like rattling the cage, like, hey, bro, I want to eat this or I want to eat that, you know, because again, and I think we should start looking at things like small is big instead of small is small. Like, like where small is more potent and powerful, like if that makes sense. And the more you expand, again, like the more it goes outwardly, the lesser it is, the weaker it become, like how in the Kabbalah book by Lon Milo Duquette, where they speak on like the four worlds of the tree of life, and down to the physical aspect. And he was like, imagine wearing four pairs of shades, or three of them, you know, and while you're wearing all three pairs of shades, that's like seeing the physical aspect. So like your source, seeing things with like about three pairs of shades on. And then, all right, you leave from the physical aspect and go into, you know, the next dimension, or the next world, so to speak. And then that's like taking off one of those pair of shades. So now you only got two pairs of shades on. You know what I'm saying? And that's like what blueprints, of what's gonna be physical. That's what the blueprints are like organized and got together and ready to be projected into something physical. And then you go up into the next level, you know what I'm saying? That's like taking another pair of shades off. And now you only got like one pair of shades on. And that's like the area of like where the actual idea, even kind of comes in the first place, like the intuitive kind of, aspect, like again, you got the physical projection, then like getting the blueprint together. But then to even get that blueprint together, you kind of had like that, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's like that aspect on that level. And that's, like again, like seeing one pair of glass, then, you take off all the glasses, and then you had that highest aspect, which is just pure source energy. Matter of fact, because I got the picture to go with it, let me just go grab it right quick, y'all. Sit tight. Oh, and don't forget, y'all hit the like buttons if y'all vibing with the info. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification buttons. For the different worlds again. The physical, the blueprint of man, man being God in the physical, arm, leg, arm, head, Allah, and also Yad, Hey, Vod, Hey, Hey. That also is represent, and again, the physical aspect. You see, like 3 dimensions, because this is a 3-dimensional plane of existence with 4 elements, you know, and multiply that time each other, you get 12 archetypical energies that could come out of that. And then if you add that together, you get 7 archetypical energies that could come out of that. And then no coincidence in the Hebrew letters, you got the 3 mother letters, the 7 double letters, and then the 12 single letters, which also resonate with these archetypes, and hence why the tarot cards and Hebrew letters have that sauce to it, because again, it's also connecting with the numerology, because again, it all goes back to numbers. And I don't know if I brought this up in another book, but in another video, but this is the numerology book. And matter of fact, I always do my best to go, and matter of fact, and and also, she tied into the Kabbalah and speak on the top of the bottom here. But again, the numbers, it's too bright. But again, a bunch of quotes. Again, Dion Fortune. I ain't never read Dion Fortune Kabbalah book yet. I remember A.A. Rashid saying something about that one. Nice. And again, as I'm sharing this with y'all, I'm sharing this. I'm not sharing this as the master. Matter of fact, like this again, like how I spoke on, like lifetimes. Like I could spend just my life studying just this world on the tree of life, or just this letter, let alone, you know what I'm saying? But again, and what I was saying again, take off the finer pair of glasses, you at that, again, that infinite energy and also use that representing electricity, but the ankh also, and it's like sexual, that infinite bliss, and the Wi-Fi, or the triple darkness, the 3 trimesters in the womb, you can't got the compass and the square, like with the I don't know, my rain a little, but you can kind of see it. But again, we the wholeness of, like, imagine if we was to just try to only be one world of our whole self. That's what again causes us to be fragmented. Whether we and again, we are in a cycle though, where we are moving, to a place of getting closer to, spirit again though. While still being in the physical, but again, close to the spirit. And then I always bring up this book. This book is real good for, like, speaking on literary aspects. Oh, I even had there's also like a little explanation, like the 3 dimensions. And again, if you got something that's of like a different size, so let's see. Do I have it with me? But let's just say again, like, we got different shapes, like dodecahedron and all these different shapes. Those have different dimensions. So when connecting with the energy of that shape, you could, in essence, connect with something that's, tapped into a dimension more expansive than three dimensions. If that makes sense, because again, the cube, and hence why, and it all adds up. Hence why cube energy and cube energy people are so great at expressing source energy in the physical. The AKA the Capricorns, Tauruses, Virgos are earthy energies. And again, just archetypes. Just think of again of the three versions of, again, like because I'm on kind of want to sing it. The the three versions of the earth energy. And what was that? Jeez. I know I was about to tie that into something. I kind of caught myself right. Explain the word. Oh, wait. About being just one world. Oh, the cube in 3D. And hence why, talk about like the Capricorn energy, practical, or the Virgo organizing thing, getting things together, what I'm saying, what you value in life, or, how you present yourself in this physical realm, what I'm saying, like all these different things connected with that Q, and hence why pyrite is a great crystal for, again, like a Capricorn, because pyrite molecular structure is like a cube, and it gives off that energy. So the science is in everything, across the board. But yeah, Hollywood, that's a cool little joint right there. That's a cool little joint right there. Different little vibe. What's up, though, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up, Miss Jasmine Green? First time catching the live. Oh, I guess that's it. What's up, Mimi? Love is my vibe. What's up? Cosmic Flow. What's up? El Ra. El Ra, where you from, El Ra? Oh, it seemed like you know my Louisiana Opelousas roots. Clark Kent. Sleeping Beauty. Again, I do not own the copyrights to any music in the background that you're hearing. This is all brought to you by Sun Ra. And definitely do yourself a favor. I mean, even if I gotta stop talking right now for y'all to get a pen and paper and write the name down, type it in your phone, whatever. Shout out to my brethren Jay Versace. Uh, I see you, bro. Matter of fact, channeling that Sun Ra energy, and that yeah, that resonates. I'm seeing how he expresses itself and how that's connected, and yeah, Sun Ra, SUNRA. And also, do yourself a favor and check out this track. I gotta share this with y'all too. It's a track where, man, they talking like it seemed like God is talking to you through Sun Ra and whoever the queen is that's speaking on here too. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it. If it ain't on here, some other. I got to share that. I think I shared it on a Instagram live, but not on here, and I haven't posted that Instagram live, and I probably won't. So appreciate y'all patience. How y'all doing out there with that good Leo energy? Making sure we being authentic. If you're going through some shit, it's for a reason. You know, it's trying to point you to some awareness of like what's going on, so it could be resolved. I'm also again giving that attention, showing that compassion, remove that judgment, and just love ourselves and be love. Just be a walking ball of love. A walking ball of love, baby. I could dig that. Nope, it's not on here. I know that for a fact. Give me 1 second, y'all. I Roam the Cosmos by Sunrise, 51 minutes and 19 seconds. I Roam, then ROAM, the THE, Cosmos, COSMOS. Check that out. This is the again, I don't care. Let that roll. KarlHaynes up from Louisiana. Ooh, and moment to moment concentration. To also share that with y'all, because you know, I realize like, damn, you know, like again, like we want to be able to focus on one thing at a time. But if we do shift our consciousness, should I say, to something else, our conscious awareness and focus to something else, we're still like fully indulged in that. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is that we switch to, we're fully focused in that moment. You know, whatever it is. And that's creating more focus, you know, as well, even though, you know, you still might be jumping. And then as you do that, then it's like you're gonna start to create, you know, the focus where you could really key in on certain things at once. And I love these bugs. They're so nostalgic, and they just remind me of growing up playing baseball in the park in the summertime. Earthly playing experiences. Remember when we was on Earth, man, playing baseball and shit, bro? Yeah, playing basketball, man. Man, shout out to Space Jam kind of leaking a little bit of sauce, man. Space Jam was dripping a little sauce on some shit. You know, and shit, even down to the psychology with the subconscious mind. Like not only them trying to enslave the gods, like indirectly, in the sense of like the basketball players like was like gods. They're like, oh shit, they're like, oh no, we're gonna enslave them on our planet, and you know what I'm saying. But like the little part with Mike's stuff or whatever, Bugs Bunny just took some fucking mop water, some faucet water, and just fucking wrote Michael Jordan stuff up on it, and oh shit, I got bam, placebo effect, bam, subconscious, and the whole team like ready, bam. It got full of Mike stuff. Pause. Joked out, but I got drunk that and then felt like, oh, now I got the power of Michael Jordan, so now I could go out there and give it my all, but had that little sauce dripping in there, and then the aspect of again them enslaving the gods, because again I'm feeling that energy of like just researching and going deeper into just really really knowing and understanding what's going on in this plane of existence right now. Like, yes, and again when I say this plane of existence, it's because I'm like again studying my natal chart, my you know uh my little destiny numbers, my little numbers with my name, but basically again like getting to understand myself to the fullest and wanting to just know like what's really going on, what's up. And again, that's just me. I said it's just me, but hey, Tyler know what's up. Space is the place. Hey, space is the place, yeah. Space is the place. Space is the. And I'm even open to that aspect too. Like if something shift my awareness and say, well, hey, no, you know, it's about going outside, and God is further outside yourself. If something came up applying enough evidence and again like literature, and I could feel it and see, what I'm saying, see it in my experience on that level, you know again I don't, from my own inner gnosis and doing the do, you know everything seems like it's more within, what I'm saying. And again, and just understanding if whatever aspect of going further out within this plane of existence, just understand that that's not going into any truth. Like you already, the truth is you being inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So if people are talking about space and shit, I mean, yeah, I guess for like you in prison, you want to go, what I'm saying? You're on the set of the Truman Show and you want to go further out on the set. Why not? You know, just be aware. What I'm saying, that that's not gonna get, you know, and to each his own though. Maybe that for some people going further away from the that source energy in that sense, that primordial note thing. In the essence of going deeper into the physical or external. Because we all got different, soul purposes, you know, to each his own. On and again, hence why I like this Rudolph Steiner book, this Cosmic Memory book is getting very interesting because I'm seeing like, because I always felt like this too. I'm like, even within conscious people, we still got low key factions, like on some like again, kind of like on I say Wakanda forever, but the Black Panther, you had like the kind of warriors that kind of stay more in the mountains. They kind of like, we'd rather stay in the bush. And you got one more tapped in with the technology, some kind of over, you know what I'm saying? Like some more tapped into the water element, some might be tapped in, kind of like Avatar too, like in that little vibe, you know. And again, all just a personification of the expansion of source, energy, just in a human expression. But again, adapting to the change environmental conditions of Earth, causing them to become more rigid. Reason for decline, they did not transform from within. Let's develop. All right. So reason for decline, they did not transform from within. Because another thing too about being this plane of existence is that it does kind of, again, like hence why the memory of who we are kind of gets stagnated the more we reincarnate into this realm. You know, uh, and they had that in a fire comic book with Lucifer and the concept of like Lucifer had tricked this god into, like, as if he was saving the god and helping the god get away from some people who were chasing it, or some, matter of fact, some other gods who were chasing, like Odin and a group of his brothers, and well, more so just Odin, because it wasn't Thor or nobody else but Odin, and he was chasing this, it's like this elk or this certain type of like mystical animal, that they chase, and the energy of that animal is really like a god, another god, but it's being chased, and it's jumping through dimensions or incarnations to try to get away from Odin chasing them. But the more it goes into a different incarnation, the more it forgets that it was even a god, and why is it even running, and what, like what's really even going on, almost get lost into just running, you know what I'm saying? Again, neither good or bad, no right or wrong, as far as like, oh, the Lucifer aspect trick. Because again, the Lucifer aspect is us as well. I guess all, again, like, can't be whole source, and just, oh, I'm just this part, God is everything except for the light and the blunt, so it's everything except for these Jack and Jills. I don't know what's the real scientific name for them. The Jack and Jills, the little bugs that be connected by the little tarsal. Every morning. Then also you talk about sexual division. When things divide into sex, that cause the desire and the longing for knowledge, which spark the creation of the brain or the thinking organ. So again, like as each little thing shifted in our environment, eventually, things shifted with our soul, and our soul began to be more like, and again, I feel like as it's breaking it down, I'm reading in between the lines, because it's like, all right, some evolving differently than others, you know what I'm saying, within this plane of existence, as being explained, again through and matter of fact, and no coincidence too, this book is talk about going through the cycles and stuff too, by going through different cycles and eras, but even with this little illustration right here. But what else? Some other notes. Oh, we're like this part. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Check this shit out. Like, and just little random parts like this. The universe sent me to converse with you. The universe sent me to converse with you. Bruh, this shit. Bruh. I'm telling you, man, look at old Sun Ra in front of that thing, man. But how can I talk to every man, woman, and child at the same time? How could I talk to every woman, man, and child at the same time? Talk to every man, woman, and child at the same time. Oh, man. I'm so grateful. Because of the emergency on planet Earth. And he been made this shit. And not this shit, excuse me. I will cause the volcanoes of Earth to speak. I must ask the winds of Earth to speak. I must ask the wind of Earth to speak of my glory. I must ask the earth itself to quake and tremble at my presence upon the earth. I must ask the earth to change its habit and its journey among the stars so that it can change the destiny of every person upon this planet. I must nullify astrology. I must nullify all prophecies. Nullify astrology. Nullify all prophecies. I must create a different kind of world that is more suitable for me, that I might visit this planet and feel at home. Ooh, pause that. At home. He said, creating a shift on this plane of existence so that when he come back to visit this planet, he could feel at home. Again, that's respect. Two, the psychology of the brethren and sister in the hood, or like who, you know, get locked up. Like I remember like spending my little night or two up in jail, and like a brethren kind of, they was ragging on me, like they was joking on me, and his would call it jokes and then joking. But let me play this slow. But basically, where it was like, oh man, I gotta, you know, feel at home, like in the sense, I feel at home, like, oh, get used to this, but like, bro, I gotta throw on a shirt, like more so make me feel like I'm not necessarily locked up, you know, like again. And so how could a spirit, you know, again, how could source or the soul create an environment where it doesn't feel like it's locked up, you know? So when it is technically locked up, it at least doesn't feel like it's locked up. You know what I'm saying? That part. Yeah, with the yeah. That yeah. Oh, what's the deal, brother? Children doing a little live video. Huh? You talking about the what, like the crystal rap? I said something about a crystal rap. No, I ain't got around to making it yet, but hit me up later today so we could really discuss it, so I could lock it in to make sure I do it properly or whatever, to get you the right crystal and stuff. Yeah. Do and stay. You good? You straight? You good, bro? You good? All right. Well, no, just in general though, because I know the fam and that. Yeah. Already, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Holla at me later. All right. The whole all aspects, but again, create a world where I could feel at home when I return. Like that part. That part. That has been the message lately. And also, I see myself still, again, like not drifting away from like seeing different aspects and being open to all the different aspects of, again, like for those of us who feel we came to this plane of existence to help others heal themselves. Some of us feel like we should be more hands-on. Some of us feel like we should create material that people could watch and get something from. Some of us feel like we could make functional art and share. However you feel like you could share that, because again, even a Reiki person, even a Reiki healer, and somebody who you know uh meditates a lot and may do work for others, what I'm saying, even they take a moment back to sit down and listen to music, or watch something that's funny, you know like, and again, it may not always be presented in the same sense of the way Hollywood presents it, but that energy is always going to be there. The comedian, the musician, you know what I'm saying? Like, like that's what it is, like, and again, healing comes from all those different aspects. So don't feel like, oh, well, being a comedian doesn't line up with spirituality, so I could only either do Reiki work or make crystal jewelry or blog about occult information. No, you know what I'm saying? Like it's whatever, again, like use your imagination. It's, again, another shout out to A.A. Rashid, because he speaks on it from this perspective more. I never did really use the word renaissance. So when I say it, I always think about hearing him say it. But, it's like a renaissance, it's a shift, it's a opening up for, what I'm saying, all these new things to be expressed, and say new, but again, and also realizing this is another aspect, as I said that though, and some of us though, again, we playing the game, but not all the way to the fullest, because some of us remember playing certain aspects of this game. Like, again, some of us are very, ancient in our primordial, let's just say, again, because we talk about things being timeless, so how could something be technically old in that sense of it? But again, there is that primordial aspect and that primordial essence, and some beings may feel like, like, I done had enough of lifetimes on this plane of existence, I'm ready to shift into a higher dimension, and not come back into this plane of existence, at least any time in the quote unquote near future. Because again, it's about cycles. And from my own personal experience in inner gnosis, or again, personal experiences through inner gnosis, psychedelics, meditations, aha moments, and a little bit of research, that kind of adds to it too. But like, cycling, and you just, again, it's the never ending story. You either got one or two things, it's like either being that no thing forever and ever, just, or you could choose to, come into the physical and have a physical experience. But again, like the physical experience, like both got pros and cons to it. You know what I'm saying? Like just like a positive, positive energy has pros and cons. Negative energy has pros and cons. You know, like there's like cycling through that, and just the understanding that at the end all be all, everything is whole, interconnected, and infinite, and there is no beginning and no end. Only to these little temporary body suits and things in this physical. You know, yeah. But I'm about to go do some reading and some jewelry. You heard me? About to go partake in other businesses. Y'all hit the thumbs up if y'all vibing with the info, of course. I gotta vibe out to my song. I gotta leave out. Oh, matter of fact, and this song is on. Matter of fact, if you got YouTube Music, you could go. So check out my brethren album called The Truth. My brethren album called The Truth. Whoa, oh, there you go, chilling, bro. Oh, all right, bro. You be at NOP a lot, or? All right. All right. I'm gonna have to come through and holler at you, bro. All right. Hey. See? But The Truth by my brethren Jazz Bandito. Bro, and the album, my brethren into like the psychedelic vibes because Quiet as Kept. The first person who introduced me, where I had my first time I took shrooms, first time I took acid, my brethren here introduced me. So again, Spotify, iTunes, and on here, and on the album, the track that I'm on is track number 4 called Vibrate. So I definitely appreciate the love and support. In fact, sharing, like, hey, posting on your IG, whatever, all that counts. The BMI, all that. Because I trust that also, though, it's going to be very, great for your listening pleasure. You're going to really vibe to it. So definitely check it out. And I'm about to play it right now, too. Thanks, Noah. Yes, okay, you can open your mind. I was wasn't confined to the line of the time. Okay, you can open your mind. And you know what? I'm just promote right now. We're not listening to it. And I gotta keep it real and feel it. I'm like, all right. With that little background noise, it's like I don't try to push through it. Everything in divine order. I mean it, and what that's really let me know, like, yeah, you go and do the other little aspect of what you gotta do. And again, when I say what I gotta do, what I gotta do in the sense of what I choose to do, because I'm loving to do it. Like again, I work on my jewelry at my own pace, like I don't force, and I do it, again, like when I'm in that mode of doing it. But yeah, I gotta go. And I even call myself right there, even saying that the jury aspect. But again, like and subscribe, press the little notification bell so you can be notified of any of the live videos or any new videos that I post. Also, I got my Patreon page, which has exclusive videos that are not on YouTube. And I'm going to have more and more, again, videos on my Patreon. What else? Oh, any and all donations, greatly appreciated. Y'all know what it is. The links are underneath in the details of most of all my videos. Love y'all. Stay vibrating high, vibrating. And again, vibrating on a high frequency doesn't mean that we don't embrace, negative situations, or we don't embrace our negative emotions, or we don't embrace the old aspect of us that used to be negative. We embrace those aspects. It's just not about dwelling in those spaces or energies. And again, if it's coming up constantly, it's coming up for a reason. So you have to work through it. But for the most part, we flowing. But peace. Happy now. Now's a vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Matter of fact, hold on though. Before I go. Let's see. Yep. And let me leave on that note, just recapping. Let me say this slow. But just recapping again, like tapping in with that energy. I brought the book Cosmic Memory by Rudolph Steiner. And like again, and how this book is also like again, like one of the closest. Line this up with some of my videos you could watch on my psychedelic playlist. I have a playlist and I have a bunch of playlists for this channel. So you don't have to just try to dig through all the uploads because that'll be forever. I've been working on, and I even got like a playlist like where I got all my 2015 videos. They don't have all of 2016, but that's being worked on. I'm, setting them up like that as well. But again, the psychedelic playlist will definitely be one that lined up, and also possibly you might find something. What it is in the not the Diamonds in the Rough playlist. I'm gonna make sure I say this correctly. Damn, it's not the Diamonds in the Rough playlist. I forgot which one is. Because it might be on the one where I talk about, like I said, scientific proof. But basically talking about like cycles and torus fields and the fractal. A matter of fact, when I tap into a lot of the information that comes from Dan Winter, shout out to Dan Winter and showing the breakdown again how like the science of our being metaphysically is also connected to the ancient stories and mythologies, of our existence. Enjoy the moment. I don't know what it is. Peace, peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Hey. Now is the vibrate. Hey. I say, I imagination, create my destination. Main occupation is mastering transformation. Thinking source for the skills that was latent. Don't be overthinking as the porter shrinking. Big booty with her eye winking. Tootie taught me the facts of light. Vesica Pisces, sacred geometries. Bounce music, booty bouncing. Indigenous vibe and hood life creating spiritual synergy. We design our own destiny. Jazz B, I trust that they hearing me. That's why you only need one eye to see. Like 2001 Space Odyssey. Like my name was Stanley Kubrick, filming my own movie, infinitely moving. Hey, you just open your mind. Look all these words you can find. We'll be divine over time. Hey.
Okay, wonder why they testing me. We design our destiny, so you can't get the best of me, no way. I said, I wonder why they testing me. We design our destiny, so you can't get the best of me, no way. Okay. Speaking of minds, worlds, and divine over time,